sharp. Gregg, I love the Triple G name, and I didn't get it at first when you told me that. That must be that Ivy League education of yours.
Ivy League or smaller, dimmest light on the Christmas tree league. I don't know, but Triple G to me has always been the easiest way to let people know how to spell my name. So it's kind of a win for me, right?
Yeah, and we just released this partnership, and it's so exciting. Again, how Media Giant Productions is going to be bringing in podcasting, movies, TV shows as well, and we have other news coming further. But the power of podcasting, I think it's perfect for a video platform, especially ones when people are tired of the what to choose from on television, especially streaming TV. It just gives much more options with podcasting.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that I honestly think that podcasting has replaced terrestrial radio in many senses, and certainly newscasting for TV is its next bullseye. It's probably going after. But if you really digest where podcasting is, in my opinion, a lot of people take podcasts on the road with them in their cars, their trucks. It's the next correct step for us with Radiate to be able to partner with you and with Giant Media Productions to be able to start bringing in an element that is 24/7 to the user, right? A lot of people come to platforms to watch a specific movie. Radiate now becomes a platform that people will go to at any point in the day, maybe not just to watch a movie, but hopefully to watch a series of podcasts and to stay in touch with what's going on in the world through opinion generated shows.
They talked about the power of the creator, Greg, and that's the thing is you have to become a creator these days. It's not just, okay, I have a business, okay, I have certain things. It's about becoming a creator that creates content so that people know who you are, because the know, like, and trust value is such an important thing nowadays.
Well, and the other thing is across the board, when you look at small business, you look at entrepreneurship, people are no longer brick and mortar; they're global entities. You can be a mom and pop provider in San Diego, or you can be a mom and pop provider in Ypsilanti, Michigan, right? If you've got a product that can reach, the global market and you can do that in a consistent manner, you can be extremely successful. And I think podcasting and content creating is that driver, right? I mean, Amazon has proven that you can ship anything anywhere at any time and probably have it within 4 or 5 hours in many cases. But with podcasting and being able to get the information out, being able to get, your I don't want to say content, but even just your opinions or your perceptions out to people that will be like-minded and align with you, will create that continual viewer, that continual fan, and really blow up what you're doing or grow what you're doing to a point where it's very lucrative. I mean, podcasting is really the next generation of marketing.
It absolutely is, and that's the exciting thing about it. And I think as podcasting, and it's very interesting. We see the top ranked podcast. It's all about a conversation and providing value. I think that the problem is with television and the quick sound bites or radio, where you have to have the sound bite in 6 minutes. That's just not enough time for people that really want to dive deeper into a conversation. When they're following somebody or they love a creator, they're going to stay on a lot longer period of time. That's why podcasting is such a powerful entity.
It's interesting, and I don't know what kind of correlation it is, but back in the 70s and the 80s, the power of conversation always happened in the home, right? Normally around the dinner table, maybe after dinner. Today, the power of conversation happens at 10 a.m. It happens at 1 p.m. And it's not necessarily an intercommunication between you and someone. A lot of times it's two people that are in a distance that are communicating that you just find insightful or educational. And that in many ways even takes place or takes the and replaces, if you will, that sort of medium that we grew up in, you and I, right? I mean, I can go out and hear a conversation of two people and take something away and be a part of the comments, be a part of the interaction of it in some value, follow them on social media. And it's really the modern day dinner table, right? I mean, that's where I see podcasting.
Absolutely. All right. So other news, you're a couple weeks off of a World Series of Arm Wrestling, but you're ready for the next season.
We're going to be announcing our first stop here very shortly. It'll be in February, and then we're going to roll out the schedule. We're also going to roll out a new concept of super matches this year, which I think is going to be unique for us. We finally, after 4 seasons, I think have built a pool of participants where we can have a championship series that can go on in between regionals. And we actually have some exciting news coming out on 2 shows that we're in development on. One is Texas Roofing Wars. I'm out to Dallas this week to finish up those agreements that we'll start production on. And then we have signed Michael Jai White, who is a very well-known actor. It's an attachment for an upcoming show that we're developing called The Next Celebrity Bodyguard. So as we continue to grow that and put that product in place, we'll have more to talk about for sure.
And you talk about that in your production. So you're not just talking, what's happened World Series of Arm Wrestling, Radiate TV, and then you look at specifically, lastly, Ready, Set, Go distribution, and you have all these different entities that are providing creators. I did have Michael on my show years ago on a radio show when I was doing a radio tour. So I'm sure you kind of remind me about it. I forget what movie he was promoting or whatever, but that's a great opportunity because people see him and they know who he is. And I love the storyline of what you want to do with that show. That's going to be an interesting show.
Well, the other thing I think what does for us, Neil, is I mean, everybody in the world of entertainment grows, right? And I think the credibility of any production company is who you can attract and attach to. So we've been fortunate enough now in the last 6 to 12 months that our reputation has grown in the ability to produce good content and deliver on time. And we actually have getting the interest of being A-list actors now who want to attach themselves to projects we're doing. So it's really an exciting time for us across the board with G2F Media.
All right, so we talked about World Series of Arm Wrestling. I can't wait. And then you mentioned about that. What other things are happening? Let's talk about with some of your productions you're doing right now.
Post-production on season 4. Season 3, we will be on the streams in terms of Tubi and Prime for WSA here within the next 2 months. We've kind of given enough time to be on ESPN, so now we can drop the full shows on our other platforms. The House is in post-production, so that's getting to the point of first edits to be able to see what we have. I'm pretty excited about that show. We're wrapping up another show called The Biohacker MD, which just met with one of the clients today. It's been a work in progress, and I think they're ready to finalize that. We certainly are. We want to bring that information to the viewers. It's really a cool show talking about life hacks and quality of life and quantity of life, how to get the most out of it. And we've got a slate of new shows we're reviewing after AFM this past weekend of ideas that have come past us. So I don't think we're any short of great content to continue to develop. We're probably as flush, if you will, as we've ever been. So exciting times for us. I think we've got some really, really quality stuff that will set us aside very soon and really put Radiate on a bigger part of the map than it has been.
Yes, and that's where Radiate and your Ready, Set, Go productions works out perfectly, and how you're kind of working together in that process of creating content and then distributing that content.
It's a good marriage. It's definitely a good marriage. I mean, they both work well together.
Absolutely. All right. So, any other news to report, and then we're going to be off next Thanksgiving week, and then launching December with some guests. And I know you've got a lot of exciting guests to come on the Triple G podcast, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I've got my thinking cap on for that. I want to create a podcast that's not run of the mill. Certainly we want to talk about interesting topics, but I think we want to kind of get behind the eyeballs of some guests and find out what they're thinking about, just topics in general and how they move in the industry to get to where they've been. So I think those are fun topics that kind of hopefully have some great stories and keep the end viewer and listener attached to us.
You being in California, are you seeing specifically enough finally productions are starting to get back really rolling again? And are you seeing
I,
content being, yeah.
I think today, I think the time frame around today through the holidays is always one of quietness. Most of the studios are quiet through the holidays. It's kind of traditional. Not a lot of major productions go on. Reasons for that: travel, availability. Even within the studios, a lot of people take time off. So I don't see a lot of what I'll call unionized SAG-AFTRA productions going on right now, but I do see a lot of independent films, and I think that independent value is the driver right now. Yes, studios are going to get your A-listers in there. They're going to get paid big dollars. They're going to get to the screens fast. But I think the independents are still driving the market, even even though we're out of COVID. I think those who are doing that $1 to $5 to maybe $8 million production with those A-listers that haven't been as active and are able to get them into these projects at a reasonable cost. I think that's driving the market these days. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a big shift 2026 first quarter, that maybe more independents find their way to the movie screens. I think that may be coming quicker than we even anticipate.
And you can do that with Gregg. So make sure you contact him in that way. Any other news to report? I'm just excited about this partnership, more podcasts to come, more news to come, and guests to come.
Well, I didn't win the mega jackpot. I think it was one out by you out on the East Coast. Somebody pulled in a cool $965 million last week. Wasn't us, but that's okay. I know the staff wanted to go to Disneyland for Christmas, so instead we're going to go to Legoland. It's a smaller place, but still, it's an adventure park. So, but no, I don't. I think we're just staying the course, right? Small steps, one at a time. This partnership between us and Giant Media and your end, I think that's a fairly good size step for both of us, and we're just excited. We want to now build that foundation, so that way we can continue to build more reputable shows behind your lead, and ultimately drive more viewers to Radiate, and that's the win.
All right. So, and Gregg, the best ways people can catch up with you is all social media platforms. Let's just go talk about your social media. Everyone else will find Radiate and all the other places.
Gregg XFS, at Gregg Gregg XFS. Easiest way to find me. And then, as you said, I'm always posting on Radiate World Series RSG. So, just have to watch the stories, click the link, and follow.
All right. Thanks again, Gregg. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.